Hi, it's Malcolm here and welcome to another PR ratings update. So we are on version 3.20. This is still beta when I'm recording this video, but the reason I recorded it early was because I want to show some of the features that are now available, and it might cause a little bit of confusion unless you know exactly what they are. So if we come down, the first two things you should notice is that we've got speed rank and pace. So I'm going to highlight those and bring them in so we can have a quick look at those, and just give PR ratings a chance to update, which should take a second. Okay, so the next thing is we can now rank. Sorry, let's go down. We can now rank by the speed. Filter by the speed rank. So if we select 1 and 1, we can get all the firsts. I have a funny feeling this still needs a little bit of work, because the speed rating or ranking is done on the number higher to lower, but if they haven't got a rating, it carries on down that numbering system, which could cause a little bit of confusion, especially in races where there are no ratings. So I might need to run that back through again, so I'm going to have a look at that and see. But at the moment there's 2 years worth of data in, so before I put the rest of the data in, I might have a little quick think about that and maybe change it slightly. But generally you can rank by the speed rank. If I go like that and just order by speed rank, I think I can make that a tiny little bit more clear. So if we go down, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it carries on 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it kind of gives it numbers even though it hasn't got a ranking. So maybe I need to have a look at that. Anyway, so that's the first thing that's been done. The second thing is pace ratings have been added. Now, pace ratings are a little bit funny, because basically what we're doing is you don't get pace ratings through any feed. Well, I can't get any through any feed. So what you have to do is read the text. And normally the text is split up into 3 or 4 sections. Sort of the start of the race, the middle of the race, and the end. Maybe 4, depends on the race and whatever. And then words are used to describe what's happening. So for instance, if we have a look at Sporting Life, yesterday, you can see the kind of things you're seeing. This one's actually split. It's split by commas, as you can see. And this isn't the feed I use. I have a separate feed, but this is the easiest one to kind of do. So race wide, press leader, effort free out, led normally, da da da. They split it kind of in commas, but we're kind of looking for the first part of the race. So race wide doesn't really mean anything, and it's a difficult one to deal with. Made most is another one. It's kind of saying it's kind of driven forward or whatever. Race keenly means that it's probably near the front, but you can kind of see the things that you're dealing with all the time. So towards rear is probably, you put it in as a rear runner. Held up behind, so that's behind. Never better than mid division, so we know it running mid division or whatever. Prominent early, which means it was up there with the favourites, or certainly close to the front runners, sorry. So prominent is something that we look for. Took keen hold. You can see the kind of things that you're trying to do and deal with. So it's not totally easy, and it's not a complete science, because basically you're trying to figure out what they're saying, and they can say it in so many different ways that it is very, very difficult to build an algorithm that gets it right every single time. So be aware of that when you're, sorry, I'll go to the right window. Be aware of that when you're looking at the pace ratings, because you can never be sure. Sorry, wrong one. You can never be sure of what's if it's totally accurate. I mean, I've done the best I can, but I've got 50 or 60 terms for midfield, or close to the front, that kind of thing. So it's quite difficult, but hopefully as it goes on it might even get better as I do it. But I've run over several thousand comments to get where I am, and most get filled in now. There are still a few that I just can't, totally be sure of, because they come up once in a blue moon, and even the wording changes, so it's a little bit difficult. But anyway, we read from right to left, so it's the same as the form. So or if we take this one, 4 3 3 4. So last time it ran pretty near the back, or at the back. It was more midfield before that, and near the back at the one before that. So you can kind of have a look at that and think, well, obviously it's a back runner. Maybe it'll win, but it does seem like a bit of a back runner. Whereas this one, seems to like running more at the front, or certainly close to the front. So, if we're looking for the runners that will probably go off, this might be one of them. So if we're looking for an early trade or something like that, that might be one that we could look at. So that basically is what what it's made up of. So the higher the number, the more likely it is to run near the back, where the lower the number, the more likely it is to run nearer the front. That's basically the way you look at it. This number here in brackets is just those added up. It kind of gives you an idea quickly. 16. If it's above 10, it probably runs nearer the back. If it's below that, the only issue is when you've only got 3 instead of 4. So I still need to do something on the numbers, like another column maybe that does some kind of percentage, and also maybe a percentage based on the whole race or something. I don't know. I need to think about that. I haven't dealt with pace much myself, so it's kind of new to me as well. So, but generally, the higher the number, the more likely the runner is to run at the back, and the lower the number. So, like if you looked here, 9, 6, 7, these are likely to be your front runners if everything else is level. But this one's quite close to the top expected speed rating as well. So, and as you can see, it's early rank, and that kind of tells us. You look there, you look here, and it's quite clear. Now, the other thing I've done is each of those ratings can actually be seen in the horse's history. So, and you might find more, because I'm only using the last 4. So if we have a look, there's this column here, pace, and as you can see, at the moment we only go back a certain amount of time. 6 months I go back roughly, and so you can see that 22214. So recently, which I think most people want with pace anyway, is recently it's run more at the front, and also if you look there, that's flat rather than AW. So AW's day, and if we look back on its AW, it tends to like to run closer to the front, where on the flat it might run slightly different. So that should give you an idea. Yeah, so that's basically how the pace ratings work at the moment. As I said, there might be something else coming in. Version 2 isn't finished yet. There's still some more bits and pieces I want to put in. I put in better than rank. I can't remember if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but we had better by percentage. Now we've got better by rank. So if they've moved up or moved down in rank between the 2 prices, whichever you choose, you can do that. So you could possibly look for steamers quite easily. So if you took 6 a.m. To say 11 a.m. I don't know, the 11 a.m. prices aren't in yet, but you could then say better than. So if it came down a rank, it might show that it's steaming. Anyway, I'll do another video as things progress and let you know more, but hopefully that'll give you a good understanding of what's happening in version 2 so far. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.